Chosen one, if you are hearing this voice, pause right where you are. Do not scroll. This is not a random video. This is a direct confirmation of what your spirit has been feeling for the last 24 hours. You have been carrying a heaviness, a silent question asking, God, did I fail you? Why is it so hard? But I am here to tell you, heaven is not silent because it is angry. Heaven is silent because it is in awe. God is smiling at you right now. Not a smile of patience, but a smile of victory. Because in the midst of your pain, without even realizing it, you finally did the one thing that unlocks the supernatural. The enemy missed it. The world missed it. But God saw it. Open your heart to receive this truth. Visualize the weight falling off your shoulders as I speak. You did not break. You broke through. And what comes next is the reward for what you finally did. But I know the questions screaming in your mind right now. You are looking at your life and saying, how can God be smiling when everything around me is still chaotic? My bank account hasn't changed, my relationships are still strained, and I still wake up feeling tired. Listen closely. The smile of God is not a reaction to your circumstances, it is a reaction to your position. Zephaniah 3:17 declares, "The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will rejoice over you with singing." Did you catch that? He is singing over you while you are stressing over bills. He is rejoicing over you while you are crying in your car. This gap between your reality and God's reaction exists because a shift has happened in the invisible realm that hasn't hit the physical realm yet, but it is coming. The reason he is smiling is because the internal war, the one that matters most, has just been won. To understand why this is such a massive victory, we need to look at what you have actually been going through. Let me speak to the spirit within you. For the last few weeks, you have felt a very specific type of exhaustion. It is not just physical tiredness. Sleep doesn't fix it. It is a soul fatigue. You feel like the emotional anchor for everyone around you. You are the one people call when they have problems. But when you have a problem, you look around and realize there is nobody to call. You have been swallowing your tears to keep the peace. You have been saying, "I am fine," so many times that it has become an automatic script. You feel isolated, even when you are in a room full of people. This is what the Bible calls being pressed on every side. As it says in 2 Corinthians 4-8, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair." You have been living in that pressure cooker. You thought this isolation was a punishment. You thought, maybe I am doing something wrong. Maybe I am not praying enough. Here is the truth that will set you free. That heaviness wasn't a sign of your failure. It was the symptom of your promotion. You weren't breaking down. You were breaking out of an old shell. The enemy tried to use that loneliness to make you bitter, but instead, it pushed you closer to the truth. You thought those sleepless nights were attacks, but they were actually divine wake-up calls preparing you for this very moment. You are standing on a threshold. The reason you feel so uncomfortable is that you have outgrown your old life, but you haven't stepped fully into the new one yet. It is that awkward space between the promise and the palace. And in that space, under that immense pressure, you made a choice yesterday, or maybe early this morning, that changed everything. So, what is this mysterious thing you finally did? What act was so powerful that it made the creator of the universe smile in joy? You are expecting me to say you fasted for 40 days, or you gave away all your money, or you finally conquered that bad habit perfectly. No, it is much simpler and much more profound than that. The thing you finally did is this: you stopped fighting. You surrendered. I am not talking about giving up in defeat. I am talking about the moment you looked at your situation, took a deep breath, and spiritually took your hands off the steering wheel. You stopped trying to figure out the how. You stopped trying to manipulate the outcome. You stopped trying to be the savior of your own timeline. There was a moment recently where you simply exhaled and said, "God, I trust you. Even if I don't see it, I trust you. Even if it hurts, I trust you." You moved from panic to peace. You moved from striving to abiding. Psalm 46:10 commands us, "Be still and know that I am God." That phrase, "be still," comes from a Hebrew root that means to drop your hands, to let go of your grip. That is what you did. You finally dropped your hands. You realized that your anxiety was not helping you control the future. It was only blocking your blessing. When you released that grip, you didn't lose control. You gave control back to the only one who can actually handle it. That is why God smiled. Because as long as you are holding on to the problem, He cannot touch it. But the moment you dropped it, His hands went to work. This act of surrender is the highest form of spiritual warfare. It confuses the enemy because the enemy feeds on your fear and your frantic attempts to fix things. When you get quiet, when you surrender, the enemy loses his leverage. You have entered a state of divine rest, and that is the most dangerous state for a chosen one to be in, because that is when miracles happen. However, I need to warn you. There is a strange side effect to this surrender. Now that you have let go, you might expect to feel instant fireworks. But for many of you, right after you surrendered, a new, strange fear washed over you. You might be feeling a sudden sense of emptiness, or a feeling that you are floating without an anchor. You might feel vulnerable, like you are walking without armor. Do not panic. This is not a bad sign. This is what I call the emotional trick. A specific illusion the enemy uses to make you pick your burden back up. I need to explain exactly why this emptiness is actually a good thing, and how to stop yourself from ruining the miracle that has just begun. Let us walk deeper into this emotional trick, because if you do not understand what is happening in your body right now, you will accidentally sabotage the miracle God has just started. You see, when you finally surrendered, when you finally dropped your hands and said, "God, take this," the heavy weight lifted. But in its place, you felt that strange void, that unfamiliar silence. And because you are a chosen one who has been in the battlefield for years, that silence felt dangerous to you. You looked around, and your mind whispered, "It is too quiet. Something must be wrong. I must be forgetting something." This is the moment where most people fail the test. They panic because of the peace. This phenomenon is what I call the addiction to struggle. It sounds crazy, I know. You are thinking, "No, I hate struggling. I want peace." Consciously, yes, you want peace. But biologically and subconsciously, your system has become addicted to the chaos. You have been in survival mode for so long, fighting for your finances, fighting for your sanity, fighting for your family, that your body has been flooded with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline every single day. You have lived in a state of high alert, like a soldier in a trench, waiting for the next bomb to drop. Over time, this high alert became your normal. It became your baseline for feeling alive. So, when God finally answers your prayer, when He finally steps in and clears the battlefield to give you rest, your body goes into withdrawal. The absence of crisis feels like the presence of danger. You are literally going through a detox from your own pain. You are standing in the promised land, but your nervous system is still reacting like it is in the wilderness. This is exactly what happened to the Israelites. God brought them out of slavery. He performed miracles. He parted the Red Sea. But the moment things got quiet and uncertain in the desert, they panicked. In Exodus 16:3, they actually cried out, "If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted." Think about that. They preferred the predictable pain of slavery over the unfamiliar process of freedom. They wanted to go back to the chains because the chains were familiar. Chosen one, do not go back to your chains just because they feel familiar. That anxiety you are feeling right now is your old self trying to claw its way back into the driver's seat. Your mind is scanning the horizon, desperately looking for a problem to solve, a bill to worry about, or a conflict to replay, just so you can get that hit of stress that makes you feel in control. You must recognize this mechanism. If you do not recognize it, you will unconsciously create a crisis. You will pick a fight with your spouse. You will overspend money, or you will dig up a buried trauma just to return to the chaos you are used to. But God is calling you to a higher standard. He is saying, "Be still." The silence is not empty. It is holy. The void is not a lack of provision. It is a clean canvas where I am about to paint your new life. You must learn to be comfortable with peace. You must retrain your soul to accept that it is safe to let your guard down. This leads us to the root of the problem. Why is it so hard for you to just let go and stay let go? Why do you surrender on Sunday night but pick the worry back up on Monday morning? It is because of a hidden idol in your heart. I know you love God. I know you don't bow down to statues. But there is an invisible statue you have been worshipping without realizing it. It is the idol of self-reliance. Deep down, hidden under layers of responsibility and duty, you believe a lie. You believe that if you do not worry about it, it will not get done. You believe that your worry is the glue holding your life together. You think that by constantly replaying the problem in your mind, you are somehow contributing to the solution. Let me be very direct with you, because a surgeon cannot be afraid to cut. Worry is not a sign of care. Worry is a sign of pride. I know that stings, but hear me out. When you worry, you are effectively saying to God, "Lord, I know you said you would handle this, but I don't trust you to do it right, or I don't trust you to do it on time, so I will carry this burden myself just in case." You are trying to be the assistant God of your own universe. You have taken the weight of the world, the weight of your children's future, the weight of your aging parents, the weight of your debt, and you have strapped it to your own back. You have convinced yourself that this is noble. You tell yourself, "I am the strong one. I am the one who carries the load." But Jesus looks at you today with eyes full of compassion and asks, "Who told you that you have to carry that?" In Matthew 6:27, he asks a question that shatters this illusion. Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? The answer is no. Your anxiety has never paid a bill. Your sleepless nights have never healed a disease. Your stress has never changed a person's heart. All it has done is drain your power and block your vision. By clinging to self-reliance, you are actually cursing yourself. As the prophet Jeremiah wrote in Jeremiah 17:5, "Cursed is the one who trusts in man, who draws strength from mere flesh, and whose heart turns away from the Lord." When you trust in your own ability to worry your way out of trouble, you are trusting in mere flesh. And flesh will always fail. This is why you are exhausted. You are trying to fuel a supernatural destiny with natural energy. You are trying to run a marathon on fumes. The reason God smiled when you surrendered yesterday is because you finally put down the idol of self-reliance. But the enemy wants you to pick it back up right now. He is whispering, "What if God doesn't come through? You better start worrying again. You better start planning for the worst." Do not listen. We are going to perform a spiritual surgery right now to cut this cord of self-reliance once and for all. We are going to remove the false responsibility you have felt for everyone and everything. This is not about abandoning your duties. It is about abandoning the false weight of them. I want you to engage with me in a passive spiritual action. You do not need to move your body, especially if you are driving or resting. Keep your eyes on the road or on the ceiling. I want you to shift your focus to your hands. Just become aware of your hands. In the spirit, your hands have been clenched into tight fists for years. You have been holding on to the steering wheel of your life so tightly that your knuckles are white. You are holding on to your children, trying to control their choices. You are holding on to your job, afraid of losing it. You are holding on to your reputation. Even now, your mind is gripping these things. Now, I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. Imagine that breath is the pure, white light of the Holy Spirit entering your lungs. And as you exhale, I want you to mentally command your spiritual hands to open. Say in your mind, "I open my hands." Visualize it. See your fingers uncurling. See the tight grip loosening. And as your hands open, imagine that the heavy rocks you were holding, the rock of financial fear, the rock of family drama, the rock of the unknown future, are simply rolling off your palms and falling to the ground. You are not throwing them. You are just letting them drop. Gravity is taking them. God is taking them. Feel the sensation of your palms being empty. For the first time in years, you are carrying nothing. 1 Peter 5-7 commands us, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you." The word cast there means to throw something away from you, like a garment you no longer want to wear. You are not just sharing the burden, you are transferring the ownership of the burden. Say this in your spirit right now. God, I resign. I resign from the position of being the general manager of the universe. I resign from the job of worrying about outcomes I cannot control. I give you the keys. I give you the bills. I give you the timeline. Stay in this space of emptiness for a moment. Do not rush to fill it. Feel the air touching your open palms. That sensation of lightness, that is not irresponsibility. That is trust. That is the state of a true son and daughter. You are no longer an orphan trying to survive. You are an heir waiting to receive. And this is the most crucial part of the surgery. Now that your hands are empty, now that you have stopped blocking the flow with your tight fists, you are finally in the position to receive what God has been trying to give you for months. You see, God could not give you the new blessings because your hands were too full of old worries. He could not pour out the fresh oil because your vessel was clogged with the stress of yesterday. But now that you have cleared the space, now that you have performed this surgery and cut the cord of self-reliance, the transfer can begin. The smile of God was just the signal. The surrender was just the key. Now comes the delivery. As you keep your spirit open, I hear the Spirit saying that because you have emptied your hands of the burden, He is preparing to place 3 very specific gifts into them. These are not vague promises. These are tangible shifts that will manifest in your life starting this week. You need to know exactly what they are, so you don't miss them when they arrive at your door. Keep your spiritual hands open. Do not close them yet. You have done the hard work of surgery. Now you must endure the overwhelming joy of the infusion. The Spirit is moving into the space you just cleared. The first gift that God is placing into your open hands right now is something that defies the laws of physics and time. It is called supernatural acceleration. For the past few years, you have felt like you were moving through mud. You watched others pass you by. You saw people with half your talent and half your integrity get the promotions, the relationships, and the opportunities that you deserved. You felt stuck, stagnant, and delayed. You asked God, "Why am I so far behind?" Here is the revelation. You were not being denied. You were being pulled back. Imagine a slingshot. The further back the stone is pulled, the more tension is built, and the greater the distance it will cover once released. You have been in the pulling back season. God was creating potential energy within you, but the moment you surrendered yesterday, the moment you cut the cord of self-reliance, God let go of the sling. You are now entering a season where time will collapse in your favor. What would have normally taken you 10 years to accomplish by your own striving, God is going to do in 10 months. This is the promise of Amos 9:13, which says, "The days are coming, declares the Lord, when the reaper will be overtaken by the plowman and the planter by the one treading grapes." This means the harvest will come so fast that you won't even have finished planting the next seed before the blessing overtakes you. Projects that have been stuck in paperwork for years will suddenly be approved next week. The business idea you have been sitting on will suddenly attract investors without you chasing them. The debt that you thought would take 20 years to pay off will be erased by a sudden influx of resources you did not see coming. This is not magic. This is the economy of heaven. God is redeeming the time. He is paying you back for the years you spent waiting in the hallway of faith. Do not be alarmed when things start moving fast. Do not try to slow it down out of fear. This acceleration is your birthright. It is the momentum of the smile of God propelling you forward. However, speed is dangerous if you cannot see where you are going. If you are moving at supernatural speed but you are spiritually blind, you will crash. That is why the second gift God is placing in your hands is just as critical as the first. It is the gift of the eye of discernment. For too long, you have been a victim of your own kindness. You have allowed wolves into your sheepfold because they were wearing sheep's clothing. You have trusted people who secretly envied you. You have shared your dreams with dream killers. You have suffered from betrayal because you looked at the surface while the enemy was working in the shadows. But that era of naivety ends today. The smile of God is activating a new sensor in your spirit. From this moment on, you will know. You will just know. You will walk into a room and instantly feel the atmosphere shift. When someone speaks a lie to you, you will feel a physical check in your spirit, a tightness in your gut, or a ringing in your ear. The Holy Spirit is upgrading your intuition to 4K resolution. You will look at people and see not just who they are pretending to be, but who they actually are. Their masks will dissolve before your eyes. You will see the motives hidden behind the compliments. This is not to make you cynical, it is to make you safe. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians 2:15, "The person with the Spirit makes judgments about all things, but such a person is not subject to merely human judgments." You are being given the mind of Christ to judge situations accurately. No more bad deals, no more toxic relationships dragging on for years. You will have the courage to cut things off the moment you sense the rot. You will spot the trap before you step into it. This gift of discernment is your navigation system for the accelerated season you are entering. It will protect your peace and guard your energy. You will no longer waste time on people who are not assigned to your destiny. Take a moment to mentally receive this. Imagine a veil being lifted from your eyes. Imagine the fog clearing. Say in your heart, I receive my sight. I will see what God sees. Feel the confidence rising in you. You are no longer the confused victim. You are the discerning king and queen. But wait, speed is good. Sight is good. But what about the things you already lost? What about the tears you cried over what was taken from you? The acceleration helps your future, but God cares about your past too. The third gift He is placing in your hands right now is the one that will make you weep with relief. It is the gift of the return of the stolen. I am speaking prophetically to someone right now who has been grieving a specific loss for 5 years. Maybe it was a significant amount of money that was swindled from you. Maybe it was a reputation that was tarnished by lies. Maybe it was the years of your youth stolen by a chronic illness or a depression that kept you in bed. You have accepted this loss. You told yourself, it is gone forever. I just have to move on. But God says, no. God is a God of justice. He does not just want you to survive the theft. He wants to enforce restitution. Joel 2:25 is your mandate for this season. I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, the great locust and the young locust, the other locusts and the locust swarm. Notice, he says, He will repay the years. He can restore the money. Yes. He can restore the health. Yes. But He can even restore the time. The joy you should have had in your 20s but missed because of trauma, He is going to give you a double portion of joy in this next season to make up for it. The financial opportunities you missed because of fear, He is bringing a wave of wealth that covers all the lost income plus interest. This return will not always come from the person who took it. The person who cheated you may never say sorry. Do not look to them. God will source your repayment from the treasuries of heaven. Checks will come in the mail from unexpected sources. Strangers will bless you. Systems that were closed to you will suddenly open. This is God balancing the scales. You are entering a season of divine payback. Everything the enemy stole from your bloodline, your peace, your confidence, your prosperity is coming back to you. It is being returned to its rightful owner. I want you to do something powerful right now in the Spirit. In your mind's eye, I want you to visualize a table. On this table are the things you thought were lost. See your peace there. See your financial freedom there. See your family's harmony there. Now, in your imagination, reach out your hands and pull them back towards you. Claim them. Whisper to yourself, it is coming back. It is all coming back. Feel the satisfaction of that reclamation. You are whole. You are restored. You are accelerating. If you receive these 3 gifts, acceleration, discernment, and restoration, I want you to cement this reality. If you are able, simply type I receive in the comments to anchor this truth in the physical realm, or just nod your head in agreement where you are sitting. The transaction is complete. Heaven has signed the release forms. But I must pause here. I would be a false guide if I only told you about the blessings and didn't warn you about the battlefield you just walked onto. You see, when a chosen one stays in the shadows, the enemy ignores them. But when you start to glow with the smile of God, when you start accelerating and seeing the truth, you become a high-value target. The darkness does not like it when a light gets this bright. By accepting these gifts, you have just set off an alarm in the kingdom of darkness. There is a specific enemy, a specific spirit that has been monitoring your family line for generations. And it is very angry right now because you have broken the cycle. It is gathering its forces to try and trick you into giving these gifts back. You need to know exactly who this enemy is and the bait it is about to use against you. Listen to me very closely, chosen one. The tone of this message must change now. We are leaving the celebration hall and entering the war room. I have told you about the blessings, and I have told you about the smile of God. But I would be negligent if I did not prepare you for the immediate backlash that comes with this level of glory. You need to understand the physics of the spiritual realm. For every action of light, there is an equal and opposite reaction from darkness. The enemy is not stupid. He knows he cannot stop God's blessing from coming to you. That ship has already sailed. So he changes his strategy. If he cannot stop the blessing, he will try to contaminate the vessel that receives it. That vessel is you. Because you have surrendered and unlocked this new level of favor, the enemy is panicking. He knows that if you actually walk in this full power, you will liberate your entire bloodline. So, he is deploying his most desperate and deceptive tactic. He is not going to send a giant monster to scare you. He is not going to send a storm that looks like a disaster. He is smarter than that. He knows that if he scares you, you will just run back to God. So, instead of fear, he is going to use familiarity. He is going to use the specific bait. This bait is designed to target your specific weakness, your specific history, and your specific unhealed wounds. In the coming days, perhaps even within the next 24 hours, you are going to see a ghost from your past. This could manifest as a text message from an ex-partner who hasn't spoken to you in months, suddenly asking, "How are you?" just as you are finding your peace. It could be an old friend who betrayed you, suddenly reappearing with a smile, acting as if nothing happened. It could even be a sudden, overwhelming urge to return to an old habit, a specific sin, a substance, or a toxic emotional pattern that you thought you had conquered years ago. Why now? Why does this happen exactly when you are rising? Because the enemy wants to drag you back into an old timeline. He wants to remind you of who you used to be, so you forget who you are becoming. He wants to trigger a response. Galatians 5:1 warns us explicitly. It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery. The key word there is again. The enemy cannot put the chains back on you. Only you can do that. He can only offer you the yoke. He holds it up and says, "Remember this. Remember how comfortable this dysfunction was." He is fishing for your agreement. The bait often comes in the form of closure. You will feel a temptation to answer that text, to meet that person, to clear the air, or tell them off. One last time. You will tell yourself, "I just need to explain to them why I changed." Do not be deceived. That is a trap. The moment you engage with the past, you align with the past. The moment you lower your head to argue with a serpent, you are no longer standing tall as a king or queen. The enemy knows exactly which button to press to make you react. He has studied you. He knows your trigger points. But this time, you are going to shock him. You are going to use a weapon that he does not expect. A weapon that will shatter his strategy completely. This weapon is not a sword, and it is not a shout. It is the weapon of holy ignoring. You have been trained by the world to defend yourself. You have been taught that if someone accuses you, you must answer. If someone misunderstands you, you must explain. If someone attacks you, you must fight back. That is the way of the world. But in the kingdom, the rules are inverted. Your power does not come from winning the argument. Your power comes from rising above it. I want you to picture Nehemiah in the Bible. He was rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem, just like you are rebuilding your life right now. His enemies, Sanballat and Tobiah, kept sending him messages. They mocked him, they threatened him, and they invited him to come down and talk. They wanted to distract him. They wanted to draw him into a useless conflict. And Nehemiah's response in Nehemiah 6-3 is one of the most powerful warfare strategies ever recorded. He sent messengers to them with this reply: "I am carrying on a great project and cannot go down. Why should the work stop while I leave it and go down to you? Make that your mantra. I cannot go down." When that toxic person texts you, do not type a paragraph of explanation. Do not even type a polite, "No thank you." Silence is the answer. When the old memory of shame tries to play in your mind at 2 a.m., do not argue with it. Do not analyze it. Simply switch the channel. Starve the demon of your attention. You see, these monitoring spirits and distractions run on energy. They need your reaction to survive. When you get angry, you feed them. When you get sad, you feed them. When you explain yourself, you are handing them your power on a silver platter. But when you ignore them, when you look right through them as if they don't exist, you starve them. You suffocate the attack. Exodus 14:14 gives you the ultimate permission slip for this silence. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Being still doesn't mean you are weak. It means you are so confident in your protector that you don't need to bark at every dog that barks at you. Let God deal with them. Your silence is a sign of your royalty. It drives the enemy insane because he can no longer control your emotional state. He pushes the button, but the light doesn't turn on. He pulls the lever, but the trapdoor doesn't open. You have become untouchable. But I know this is hard. I know your flesh wants to have the last word. I know you want to prove them wrong. That is why you need more than just willpower. You need a structure of defense. You need to establish a spiritual perimeter around your life so that these distractions don't even get close enough to tempt you. We are going to construct the circle of protection right now. This is an energetic boundary that seals your peace and keeps your vibration high, regardless of who is trying to drag you down. I want you to perform a mental action with me. You can do this with your eyes open, wherever you are. Use your imagination, which is the control center of your spirit. Visualize yourself sitting or standing exactly where you are. Now, imagine a line of fire appearing on the ground about 3 feet away from you, encircling you completely. See the flames rising up, brilliant and golden. This is not a fire that burns you, it is the fire of God's presence. Zechariah 2-5 describes this perfectly. "And I myself will be a wall of fire around it, declares the Lord, and I will be its glory within." See this wall of fire separating you from everything else. Outside that wall is the drama. Outside that wall is the opinion of others. Outside that wall is the guilt of the past. But inside the wall, it is just you and the glory of God. Inside, the air is clear. Inside, there is silence. Inside, you are safe. Mentally declare to yourself, "Nothing enters this circle without my permission. No text, no thought. No person has the right to breach this wall." Feel the temperature change in your spirit. You are in quarantine, a holy quarantine. You are inaccessible to the chaos. When the bait comes, and it will come, visualize it, hitting this wall of fire and burning to ash before it ever touches your skin. You don't have to fight it. The wall fights it for you. You don't have to fear the ex or the old habit. They cannot cross the bloodline of Jesus that surrounds you. Hold this image. feel the safety of it. You are not exposed, you are not vulnerable, you are enclosed in divine protection. The enemy is outside, scratching at the gate, but he has no key. You have changed the locks. You have upgraded the security system, and because you are now safe inside this circle of protection, because you have learned the weapon of holy ignoring, you are finally ready to hear the truth about who you have become inside this circle. You are no longer the person you were last year. The war has changed you, but not in the way you think. It hasn't broken you. It has forged you into something new. Now that you are safe, we need to talk about your new identity. You are no longer just a survivor fighting in the trenches. You have been promoted to a rank you didn't even know existed. You have built the wall of fire. You have learned the art of silence. Now, inside this circle of protection, we must address the most critical shift of all, the upgrade of your own self-perception. For years, the enemy has kept you in a cycle of survival. You have identified yourself by your scars, by your traumas, and by your struggles. You look in the mirror and you see a survivor. And while being a survivor is honorable, it is not your final destination. God did not create you just to survive the storm. He created you to rule over the waters. We are moving you today from the mindset of a survivor to the mindset of a sovereign. A survivor begs God for help. A sovereign thanks God for the provision that is already on the way. A survivor wakes up hoping nothing bad happens. A sovereign wakes up decreeing that good must happen. This is the identity shift. You are no longer an orphan wandering in the wilderness. You are a son and a daughter of the Most High King. Galatians 4:7 makes your legal standing crystal clear. So you are no longer a slave, but God's child. And since you are His child, God has made you also an heir. Read that again in your spirit. An H-E-I-R. That means the wealth of the kingdom is not something you have to earn, it is something you inherit. But here is the problem. You have the bank account of a billionaire, but you still speak the language of a beggar. You still say things like, "I hope I can make it," or "I'm just trying to get by," or "Good things never last for me." Stop it. That is slave language. That is the vocabulary of your old captivity. When you speak like a victim, you repel the authority God wants to give you. The smile of God has unlocked your inheritance, but your mouth must align with it. From this moment on, I want you to change your internal dialogue. When a problem arises, do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "How will God use this to elevate me?" When you look at your bank account, do not say, "I am broke." Say, "I am in a season of preparation for overflow." This isn't just positive thinking, it is spiritual alignment. You are rewiring your brain to match your divine DNA. You are wearing the invisible crown that has been placed on your head. Walk with your head high. Enter rooms as if you belong there because you do. You are a chosen one, and the atmosphere shifts when you walk in. But listen closely. You cannot hold a high spiritual frequency in a low vibration environment. You cannot be a king or queen internally while living in a chaotic, cluttered kingdom externally. To sustain this frequency, your physical environment must change. This leads us to a practical spiritual law that many overlook. Your room is an external reflection of your internal mind. If your space is chaotic, dirty, or filled with broken things, it signals to the universe that you are not ready for the new level. You are asking for a new life, but your house is still holding on to the debris of the old one. 1 Corinthians 14:33 tells us, "For God is not a God of disorder but of peace. Confusion and clutter repel the Holy Spirit." peace and order attract him. I am not asking you to become a minimalist. I am asking you to become a steward of your sanctuary. When you hoard old things, clothes you don't wear, papers you don't need, gifts from people who hurt you, you are physically holding on to stagnant energy. You are blocking the flow of the new harvest we talked about in part 3. I want you to do a mental action right now. Do not move your body. Just use your imagination. I want you to mentally walk into the room where you spend the most time, your bedroom or your workspace. Scan it with your spiritual eyes. Look at the corners. Look under the bed. Look at the closet. Does it feel light and airy, or does it feel heavy and crowded? Is there a pile of stuff that you have been ignoring for months? That pile is not just clutter. It is a spiritual dam. It is blocking the river of blessing from flowing freely into your life. God is whispering to you right now about a specific action you need to take as soon as this video ends or when you get home. It is called the environmental cleanse. You need to physically remove the old to make room for the new. If you want new clothes, give away the old ones. If you want new opportunities, clean off your desk. Treat your home like the palace of a sovereign, not the bunker of a survivor. But as you scan your room in your mind, I want you to pay attention to something specific. There is a specific item, or perhaps a specific corner in your house, that feels darker or heavier than the rest. Maybe it is a gift from an ex-partner that you kept out of guilt. Maybe it is a broken watch you never fixed. Maybe it is a box of old photos that make you cry every time you see them. Listen to me. That object is an anchor. It is tethering you to the past. It is an unauthorized portal that leaks your energy. You have sensed it before, haven't you? You have looked at it and felt a sudden drop in your mood. That is the Holy Spirit highlighting the blockage. You must be brave enough to remove it. You cannot bring Egypt into the promised land. By clearing your physical space, you are making a prophetic declaration that you are open for business with heaven. You are preparing the guest room for the Holy Spirit to abide with you, not just visit you. Now, take a deep breath. We have journeyed far. We have diagnosed the pain. We have performed the surgery on your heart. We have received the promise of the harvest. We have built the wall of fire. We have upgraded your identity and scanned your environment. You are now standing at the very peak of this mountain. You are clean. You are protected. You are aware. There is only one thing left to do. It is the final step that locks all of this in place so that the enemy cannot steal it tomorrow. We need to dress you for the coronation. Zechariah 3-4 describes this beautiful moment. The angel said to those who were standing before him, "Take off his filthy clothes." Then he said to Joshua, "See, I have taken away your sin, and I will put fine garments on you." In the Spirit, I want you to imagine that the old, heavy coat of trauma, failure, and survivor mentality is sliding off your shoulders. It hits the floor. You are stepping out of it. And in its place, God is placing a heavy, warm, radiant robe of righteousness and power upon you. Feel the weight of glory. This is your true skin. This is who you really are. You are ready. The preparations are complete. The heavens are hushed. The angels are standing at attention. The door to the throne room is open, and the Father is inviting you in for the final seal. We are about to enter the most important moment of this entire experience, the sealing prayer. This is where we fuse your spirit with God's promise forever. Do not leave now. You have come too far to miss the seal. Prepare your heart to agree, to decree, and to receive. Do not move. Do not disconnect. You have reached the summit. You have put on the robe of righteousness. You have cleared your home in the spirit. You have armed yourself with the weapon of silence. Now, we must lock this in. If we do not seal this work right now, the enemy will try to come in like a bird and snatch the seeds we have planted before they can take root. We are going to place a spiritual seal over your life that acts like a vault door closing. Once this door is shut, no devil in hell can open it, and no thief can steal the peace you have found. Let us take a moment to look back at the mountain you just climbed. You started this journey feeling heavy, confused, and perhaps a bit abandoned. You thought God was silent because he was angry. But now you know the truth. You know that the silence was simply the hush of the audience before the applause. You know that God smiled because you finally surrendered. You stopped fighting with your own hands and allowed his hands to take over. You have recognized the addiction to struggle, and you have performed the surgery to remove the idol of self-reliance. You have opened your hands to receive acceleration, discernment, and restoration. You have drawn the circle of protection and realized you are not a survivor, but a sovereign. This is not just information you have heard. It is a transformation you have undergone. You are not the same person who clicked on this video 40 minutes ago. Your frequency has changed. Your DNA has aligned with heaven. The heavy coat of trauma is on the floor, and you are standing in the radiant light of God's favor. Numbers 6:24-26 is no longer just a verse. It is your reality right now. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and give you peace. That phrase, make his face shine on you, is the biblical description of the smile of God. It is shining on you right now. Feel the warmth of it. It is melting the last remnants of ice in your heart. Now, we are going to enter the Holy of Holies. We are going to pray the sealing prayer. This is not a beg and plead prayer. This is a command prayer. We are going to legislate in the Spirit. If you are in a safe place, I invite you to close the eyes of your body so you can fully open the eyes of your spirit. If you are driving or working, keep your physical eyes open but focus the eyes of your heart on the sound of my voice. Let my words become your words. Let my faith become your shield. We are about to decree a thing, and it shall be established. Father, in the mighty name that is above every name, I bring this chosen one before your throne right now. They have heard your voice. They have felt your smile. They have surrendered the fight. And now, Lord, as your servant, I stand in the gap for them to seal this victory forever. I decree and declare over your life that the cycle of struggle is broken. It is finished. I take the blood that speaks better things, and I draw a line in the sand of your timeline. The past cannot cross this line. The trauma cannot cross this line. The poverty mindset cannot cross this line. I command the spirit of heaviness to leave you now. Go. You have no legal right here anymore. This vessel is occupied by the joy of the Lord. I seal your mind with the peace that surpasses all understanding. I rebuke the spirit of anxiety that tries to wake you up at 3 a.m. I command your sleep to be sweet. When you lay your head down tonight, you will sleep like a baby in the arms of the Father. I command your nervous system to regulate. Be still. Stop the fight or flight. I speak to your cortisol levels. Come down. I speak to your adrenaline. Be at peace. The war is over. The king is on the throne, and the child is safe. I seal your hands for the harvest. I decree that everything you touch in this next season will prosper. I command the spirit of delay to take its hands off your finances. I speak to the locusts and the cankerworms that have eaten your years. Vomit it up. You must return what you stole. I call forth the sevenfold return. I call forth the unexpected checks. I call forth the job offers that you didn't apply for. I call forth the business ideas that solve million-dollar problems. I bind the spirit of debt, and I loose the spirit of ownership over your life. You will be the lender and not the borrower. I seal your relationships. I command the eye of discernment to remain open. You will see wolves before they bite. You will see snakes before they strike. I sever every ungodly soul tie that is draining your energy. If they are not assigned to your destiny, I command them to drift away. I bless the exit of toxic people, and I bless the entrance of kingdom connectors. I call forth your tribe. I call forth the people who will celebrate you, not tolerate you. I seal your home. I speak to the four corners of your dwelling place. I plead the blood over your doorposts. No plague shall come near your dwelling. I command the atmosphere of your home to be a sanctuary of God's presence. When people walk into your house, they will feel the shift. They will say, God is here. I command the clutter, both physical and spiritual, to be removed. Let your home be an embassy of heaven on earth. Matthew 18:18 says, Truly I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Therefore, I bind the spirit of sabotage. You will not ruin this. You will not go back. You will not talk yourself out of this blessing. And I loose the spirit of wisdom. You will know what to do. You will know when to move and when to stand still. I seal this work with the smile of God. It is done. It is fixed. It is permanent. Now, keep your spirit in this high place. I am going to release a prophetic decree over your next 7 days. This is what you can expect as the fallout of this prayer begins to manifest. Day 1 and Day 2 are the days of supernatural rest. You are going to feel a sudden drop in energy, but it is not depression, it is recovery. Your body is going to demand sleep. Give into it. God is performing surgery while you slumber. You will have vivid dreams, dreams of water, dreams of flying, dreams of new houses. These are downloads from heaven. Day 3 and Day 4 will be the days of the test. Remember the bait we talked about. Someone from the past will try to poke you. A fear will try to rise up. But because of this seal, you will not react. You will look at it and laugh. You will use the weapon of holy ignoring. And the moment you ignore it, you will feel a surge of power you have never felt before. You will realize, I am free. They cannot control me anymore. Day 5 is the day of clarity. You will wake up with a specific idea or a specific solution to a problem that has plagued you for months. It will be so simple, you will wonder why you didn't see it before. Write it down immediately. That idea is the seed of your next level of wealth. Day 6 and Day 7 are the days of the first wave. You will see a physical sign. It might be a financial breakthrough, a phone call, or a reconciliation. It will be small at first, like a cloud the size of a man's hand. But do not despise the day of small beginnings. That sign is the proof that the drought is over and the abundance of rain is coming. Job 22:28 declares, You will also decree a thing, and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways. I have decreed it. Now you must establish it. You must agree with it. Spiritual contracts require 2 signatures, God's signature, which is His promise, and your signature, which is your faith. We are going to sign this contract right now. We are going to lock this seal so tight that doubt can never penetrate it again. I want you to perform one final, simple act of agreement. It is a passive action, but it carries the weight of a judge's gavel. In the comments, or simply in the silence of your own heart if you cannot type, I want you to etch the number 777. Why 777? Because 7 is the number of God's perfection and completion. By typing or thinking this number, you are saying, "It is finished. I am complete. The work is done." You are signaling to the universe that you accept the diagnosis, you accept the surgery, and you accept the harvest. Type 777 to tell the enemy, "You are too late. I have surrendered." Type 777 to tell God, "I trust you with the outcome." Type 777 to tell your soul, "Return to your rest, for the Lord has dealt bountifully with you." As you do this, visualize a golden seal being stamped onto the scroll of your life. The ink is dry, the verdict is in. You are the beloved, you are the chosen, you are the victor. The struggle has ended, and the season of the smile has begun. Walk in this peace, walk in this power. Do not look back. The Red Sea has closed behind you, and the promised land is under your feet. God loves you, I love you, and all of heaven is cheering for you. Shalom. Peace be with you.